Hey guys, what's up? 𝗟𝗚𝗚 does top trading reviews. Today we're trading on the Forex markets. I'll show you a trading strategy that you can use yourself and you will love it. It's price action, support and resistance, trend lines, some Fibonacci and an EMA line. It will go through the monthly, weekly, daily and the 4-hourly time frame. You can use the same thing or the same concept I should say on the hourly, 30-minute and even 50-minute time frame. I wouldn't use it any lower to be fair, but you can use it and implement it in your Forex trading strategy. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button, comment down below, and you will be entered on our $10 Bitcoin giveaway, which happens every couple of videos or so. I pick the winner at random, so random comment wins. Don't send me duplicate comments because all of them get filtered out. Also, new trading software is coming out very soon, within 3 to 4 days time. I have high hopes for it. The developers are killing it and they also are very good traders. They have actually an FX book record that you can have a look at. Anyway, enough talking, let's get on to the analysis. Right, so EuroCAD, what do we need? EuroCAD is a monthly time frame obviously, and we need to draw our trend line. So the trend line I would draw is somewhere around here because there were so many touches in, let me just choose the brush tool. There we go. In this area, as you can see, touches here, a touch here as well. So obviously it was respecting these three areas. Obviously it was respecting it as well. If we just zoom in, once it broke out with this red bearish engulfing candle, there was a push to the upside, retesting the break, and now it went down. So obviously the bias for the EuroCAD is going short. So what else are we missing on this time frame? You know, the monthly time frame. We need to know the support and resistance lines or areas of sensitivity. So where are they? Well, mostly one of them is here. There we go. This is our first resistance line, you could say, or an area of sensitivity. There was the second, but we're probably not going to use it. I'm just drawing it to just show you them. Honestly, on the monthly time frame, because the candlesticks are moving very slowly on the monthly, we can just draw areas of sensitivity near where the action is actually happening. So as you can see over here, an area of sensitivity, loads of orders over here. Obviously it has broken out and been respecting, you know, kind of consolidating a little bit in this area. We could even remove this area and we could say it's like a consolidation phase. However, I'm gonna leave it. I think this is pretty accurate. Maybe let's just make it blue. There we go for the monthly time frame, and I'll make it red for the daily, you know. So there we go. We have identified areas of sensitivity. What we're gonna do is just go to the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is where we identify our mid-range zone. So we can do that. Our mid-range zone is very clear. An area of sensitivity in this area over here, and we can make it yellow. So this is our area of sensitivity. As you can see, there was a lot of stoppages around this area. As you can see, this where the market basically stops and flux around, you know, a little bit, plays around in this area. As you can see, even in this area, it acts like a support and resistance area. That's all I'm saying. So, and now let's have a look. We obviously identify our mid-range zone. We can see everything more clearly from the monthly time frame. We can see these breaks. We can remove this little circle over here. We can see these breaks. We can see the weekly exhaustion as well. So there was a push. After push, there's always exhaustion, so that's the exhaustion over here, and obviously it's pushing again, making a lower low yet again. So what's gonna happen now is probably gonna have an exhaustion yet again, maybe to this area of sensitivity or this area over here. This was the previous low, as you can see over here. Obviously it's a small one, but it's a previous low, that's all I'm saying, and it's probably gonna push the market down yet again, and this is where we would enter the trade. Everything will be clear for you in just a second. So since we don't really see much on the weekly time frame, we need to enter the daily zone, and daily zone is where the most action is happening currently. So this is our daily time frame, and as you can see over here, this is our monthly resistance zone, monthly support zone, the weekly mid-range zone. Obviously this big monthly trend that was broken, we can see everything more clearly. Push, exhaustion, push again, then it's kind of fluctuating a little bit and making higher highs actually at the moment. So it's on a shorter term higher trend, I would say, going towards the upside. As you can see over here, maybe we can even make it like that, and also we can see a small channel in around this area. So what can we expect the Euro CAD market to do? Well, we need to wait for a push towards the upside because obviously it's on the upwards channel currently, right? So we need to wait for the push to the upside, and it's probably gonna push to this side where this yellow rectangle is, because this is our weekly mid-range zone where most of the traffic was happening. You know, it was stolen, it was pushing about, so it's more than likely will push towards the upside. But this is not a high probability trade, because anytime sellers can enter the market and push the market down, because we know as traders that there's a lot of selling pressure over here on this weekly mid-range zone. Also, there's a lot of pressure in this area, so we know that the sellers are in the market. We also know that on the bigger time frames such as monthly and weekly, it recently broke our upwards trend line. This means that the sellers are definitely in the market, and this push towards the upside is never going to be very profitable, because even though the market decides to push to the upside at any time, at any given time, the sellers gonna come in the market and push the market down even further. That's why we need to be careful. So what are we waiting for is just a push towards the downside, breaking our upwards zone, upwards trend line. The break is probably gonna happen in this area over here, but anytime the sellers can enter the market. So obviously if we see an earlier break, maybe that market moves in around this area over here, breaks this line of upwards pressure, then we're gonna wait for exhaustion, because after a push there's always exhaustion, and then we would enter our trade short, because we know there's a lot of sellers in this area. We know that it has recently broken a massive uptrend, and we also know that the monthly resistance zone is around this area. So it's a very high probability chance that there's gonna be sellers coming in the market. We don't know when, but we know that they will likely come in the market, and once they do, we will use this opportunity to sell the trade and make quite a bit of money. I predict maybe around this level over here it would start pushing towards the downside, so you can maybe make around 230 pips, 235, maybe even take profit free would be around this area, 326 pips. A very nice risk to reward ratio over here. So we just need to wait for it, wait for the market to develop, break this downwards trend, and then enter our trade, and it's going to be a very profitable trade. I hope you understand. Even if you have a look at the EMA line, let's just put in EMA, there we go, moving average exponential. Let's just do 200. What do we see? Obviously we don't see much over here. It's trading towards the downside, which tells us that the market is in the seller's area on the daily time frame. But if we have a look on the monthly time frame, what do we see? It's a very big factor over here. Let me just delete those. There we go. It's bouncing off this area of EMA lines, as you can see over here. One touch over here, two touches over here, as you can see. Sorry for my bad drawing skills. As I said, there's basically a couple of touches around 200 EMA, and it's bouncing off it, which is a big indicator that the sellers are in the market. The sellers are around this level over here, and it will push the market down eventually, and that's what we need to look out for. We cannot place a buy signals at the moment on EuroCAD, because at any time the sellers can enter the market, push the market down, and it will probably push the market down just around this level over here. Or even if it breaks, then there's a massive 1000 pips profit that you can make on EuroCAD. But we just need to be patient and wait for the right opportunity. Even if we go to the daily time frame and just use the Fibonacci indicator, it's gonna tell us the same thing. As you can see, if we just use it around here, it tells us it's bouncing around 0.5 level, which is a very important level in the Fibonacci time frame. What am I talking about? Just levels in general. 0.618, 0.5 and 0.382 are the levels where you have to look out for in the Fibonacci area. You always go from top to bottom when you draw in Fibonacci levels. So as you can see, it's respecting 0.5 level over here on the daily time frame, and it was also respecting, I believe, the 0.382. Let's just have a look. Fibonacci, there we go. Let's just drag it over here, so where the levels are at. So 0.5 yet again, few touches over here, and obviously the candlestick closed below the 0.382 level, which indicates there's just sellers in the market in around this area. So it's very, very likely that the euro CAD is on the sellwards direction market. You know, the EMA is telling us that, the Fibonacci is telling us that, you know, the broken trend line on the monthly time frame is telling us that as well. There's just a lot of confluences and a lot of things that are happening currently that the market will probably drop down eventually, and it will probably make us quite a bit of money, but we just need to wait for this little uptrend to finish. Obviously this is daily, so it could be like 100 pips towards the upside, but no worries about that. On our VIP trading signals, we have big stop losses and huge take profit levels because we trade long term, and we also enter short term trades on the long term basis because you can maximize the profit that way, which will probably not happen for quite a while. It's probably gonna go towards the upside, you know, it's gonna move, respect this zone for a while. It's probably gonna move towards this area over here and then drop, and once it drops and breaks towards this downtrend, we will have an exhaustion. Once exhaustion happens, we're gonna enter our trade short and profit around 300 pips when I showed you earlier on. So this is the way you would analyze the trade. I know it wasn't like super beginner, but hopefully you understand, and hopefully you can use this on the EuroCAD basis and maybe trade the pair and make some money. If you're a VIP member, no worries about that, you will get this signal once it hits our required entry point. So before we end the session, I just wanted to show you an NZD/USD trade that I actually placed. I'll show you the results in just a second. As you can see, there was fluctuating about in this area of sensitivity over here, and it broke with this candle over here, which indicated obviously a massive buy pressure, and that's what we did. So we entered this trade long, and as you can see over here, 27,000 currently, but I opened this trade a while ago. I think 26th of November, that's when I opened this trade up. So yeah, it's doing pretty well, and I'm still riding the wave. Honestly, I'm riding the wave. I'm always closing up the trade a little bit, you know, always trailing my stop loss, because I don't know when this, you know, pressure, you know, buy pressure gonna end. How many pips profit? If somebody entered, you know, 140 pips profit, obviously some people entered around this area because there was a break. Obviously you could have entered a little bit earlier on once it broke on the 4-hourly time frame, and then you ride the wave over here. Currently, as you can see, it's respecting this trend line zone, so it's probably gonna carry on going up, doing higher highs every time. So let's see if that happens. Hopefully it does, and hopefully it makes me even more money. And if you have entered this NZD/USD trade, congratulations. So I'm ending this session now. Make sure to smash that like button if you enjoy my videos. Trust me, it helps a lot. Also comment down below for the giveaway and hit the notification bell to not miss out on future content. I can assure you it's gonna be very, very good and you will love it. Take care guys, have a nice day. Goodbye.